Hi, hello, welcome back. I am Pratiksha Mishra, and you're listening to Do I Like It, a Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. And in this episode, I will tell you if I like Ayushmann Khurrana. I'm just kidding, I like Ayushmann Khurrana. I'm going to tell you if I like Ayushmann Khurrana as an action star because of his latest film, An Action Hero. क्या होती है एक्शन फिल्म? To be very honest with you, I don't like action films. I have never liked action films. My exes, my best friend, all love action films. My mother also. She watched James Bond. Like, since I remember gaining consciousness in a hospital ward. Since then, my mom has been watching James Bond. So for me, an action film has always been like, oh, there is a hero, there is a villain, there's a dishum, someone loses, someone wins, and everyone goes home. There's a love angle beach mein. There's the huge stakes that need to be battled. और फिर कभी कभी ऐसा गवर्नमेंट गेट्स इन्वॉल्व देयर आर स्पाई एजेंसीज यारा 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 एक्शन फिल्म. What do we really associate with, say, Ayushmann Khurrana? Ayushmann Khurrana, I've actually watched almost all his films. Andhadhun, Dream Girl, Bala, Anek, Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan, most of them. And I think, okay, one of my favorite films of his is still Andhadhun. Like just him, Radhika Apte, Tabu, kya mast film hai. There's so much going on. I loved it. And I feel like at some point, his films became a little savior complexy. Matlab, as a Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan has this kind of cishet lens on it. It's a good film. I'm not saying it's a bad film. Its messaging is also great. But वो है थोड़ा सा है ना ऐसे बाहर से कि like, like there's something off. It's a little savory. We could do better. Not savory, not sweet savory. Savory. Does that happen in an action film? Surprisingly, no. In an action film, Ayushmann Khurrana plays Manav. He's an actor who essentially is an action star. He's known for being an action star. और उनका issue ये है कि unless he gets angry, he can't do the action. Fair enough. But due to some circumstances, he has to become an action star. It's real life में, क्योंकि real life में इतना कुछ कांड हो जाता है कि he has to do the action to save his life essentially and to get out of the situation that he's in. Does he do that well? Before I tell you that, I want to tell you that you can check out our other episodes from this series as well as our other podcasts from the Quint on our website or wherever you get your podcasts from. Diving right back in, let's talk about the protagonists of action films. For the longest time, we saw these macho men, like just holding guns blazing, pew, 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 everywhere. Or you had the Keanu Reeves type, suave in his like suit and he's trying to, still has the guns, still the pew, pew, pew going on. It's all there. Sure, in recent times, we've had women in action films, women-led action films. There are not a lot of them, I think. I don't know why Lara Croft is coming to mind. I guess that's one. But here in the film An Action Hero, the protagonist is a little different. It's still a man, still has the muscles, but he's clueless. Not clueless in a, oh, I don't know what I'm doing way, but clueless in a, what is this situation I'm stuck in? I don't know how to deal with this. And that's very brilliant to see, because it's nice to see like this protagonist who acts like a normal human being. Sure, this is a celebrity supposed to be all fancy like, and he's the narcissistic, and the entire time he's like, मैं खुद को कैसे बचाऊं, want to go back home, want to go to my fame, public doesn't love me anymore. But it's so real. That's what's good about this film. In this, Ayushmann Khurrana plays a dual role as an action star also. There's that one part of him which is pretending to be an action star, and the other part of him who becomes the action star. Pretending ke time pe he's doing this thing where his acting seems a little wooden. And I genuinely think it's a choice because Ayushmann is not a wooden actor. His acting never like seems forced. So I'm assuming it's a choice where he wants to kind of convey that ye nahi hai wo, this is not who he is. But once the stakes go higher and Ayushmann becomes the action star in the film, he is all out. He is fighting, beating people up, but also he's getting tired. And that was so funny to see because ek scene mein, there's Manav and the antagonist who are trying to hit each other, but they're so exhausted कि वो उस floor पे पड़े हुए हैं. Talking about the antagonist, I have always believed that even though I don't understand action films, one thing I did understand is that हर हीरो को एक antagonist बढ़िया चाहिए होता है. ठीक है, मतलब ऑडियंस को लगना चाहिए कि वाह क्या antagonist है. Because if the audience thinks that the antagonist is truly evil and scary or like formidable, then the fact that the hero defeats him just makes more sense. It makes the hero seem cooler. जैसे अपना एवेंजर्स हैं, उनको थैनोस चाहिए था. माई फेवरेट थॉर एंड लोकी had needed Hela. Hela is my favorite, not Thor and Loki. And also हमारे closer to home are Jay and Veeru needed a Gabbar. वैसे ही the antagonist in an action hero is Jaideep Ahlawat's character. Jaideep Ahlawat's character, Bhura, is essentially he has his motivations. I won't spoil it for you. He has his motivations for trying to kill Manav. But he also, like Manav, is confused कि ये हो क्या रहा है, भाई चल क्या रहा है basically यहाँ पे. And the entire time he has this like Pakistani uncle वाला वो meme है ना, cricket fan वाला, that expression on his face, and it's so funny. Ayushmann Khurrana and Jaideep Ahlawat together are a duo I did not know I needed for like a dark comedy film, but it works so well. When I was watching an action hero, I think I was less excited about the fact that Ayushmann was playing an action hero and more excited by the fact that it seemed like, again, like just Ayushmann Khurrana was on screen. I loved, this is a film of Ayushmann that I loved after so long. It's not that I hated his films earlier, but I was kind of getting like a little bit, theek hai, okay, kind of feeling. But this, hilarious, action-packed to the core, but in a fun way, so I didn't feel like I had no idea what was going on, like the protagonist and antagonist. But yeah, that's just it. Ayushmann Khurrana is back, and how. This film seems like something that you should just go and watch. Just go and watch. Like if you want to pick a film this weekend, this is the one you should go and watch. In theaters, of course. OTT pay, I have other recommendations. Watch this space to find out. But finally, do I like Ayushmann Khurrana as an action star? Yeah, I do. He's actually pretty fun. There's this one scene in the film where he kind of sits down on a chair with his hands up in surrender, and it was beautiful, gorgeous, chef's kiss, But then still, I still want Ayushmann to do the films that have these meanings and these messages. An action star mein bhi hai bahut kuch, it deals with like the parasocial relationship between fans and artists, the way fans kind of believe that they're entitled to an artist's time, क्योंकि हमने तुम्हें बनाया है kind of mentality, how the media kind of hounds, just like, not even hounds, but like takes this piece of information and might twist it for their agenda, and how that works especially well when, there's a Bollywood star involved, क्योंकि TRP, and a lot of that. There's so much that this film is satire. Like, it's satire also. An action hero is very seriously satire. And it kind of explores all of this while it's doing that. And still manages to give you all the masala and the action that you want. My favorite part though was Malaika Arora ka 5-minute ka cameo was so good. Just so good. She was so funny. I was not expecting it to be funny of all things, but it was really, really good. ठीक है, I have heard these conversations surrounding its music and being like, oh, remakes and people are hating it. Mat suno remakes. Mat suno. Listen to the original. Mast vibes karo. Have fun. It's your life. Don't listen. But yeah, that was all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Do I Like It is a Quint production, executive produced by Ritu Kapoor and Shelly Walia, hosted by me, Pratiksha Mishra, produced and edited by Anjali Palod, with music from An Action Hero and BMG Production. See you next time.
You were listening to the Quint's podcast.